All right, in this video, we're going to cover three things. First, the 5 pillars of nutrition. Second is how to lose weight from a calories perspective. And then third, we're going to touch on just a quick overview of supplements. So first and foremost, the 5 pillars of nutrition. Looking at Blue Ocean Fitness and kind of what we believe in, there's really 5 things primarily that we feel are important to a nutrition plan. Now, keep in mind, this is not a comprehensive lesson or anything whatsoever. This is really just focused on the basics and keeping things extremely simple. So look at 5 things. First and foremost is your lean protein. Generally, most people don't eat enough protein. What we want to aim for as our clients, which are active and working out on a regular basis, is a minimum of 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. Now, what that means is lean body mass versus body weight. What's the difference? One, you can either do the in-body assessment at the gym, or two, just as kind of like a general rule of thumb, you can take your body weight, multiply it times 0.75, and that'll put you in the ballpark. Again, it's not an exact number, but if you just wanted to do quick math in your head, that at least gets you close. Carbs, the second pillar, we're looking at like vegetables are best because they're low calorie, high nutrient value. They're good for mindless eating, or if you just like to graze and eat all the time. Again, veggies are great. Fruit, awesome, high in nutrients. The downside is you have to be very careful with the sugar. And whole grains, those are more like your fuel. The more active you are, the more you need. As far as the specifics go, that would really kind of depend on your goal and your activity level and a lot of other variables, which we'll kind of touch on that in just a moment. Third one, healthy fats. They do a great job of helping to kind of fill you up. From a health standpoint, it's great for reducing the risk of heart disease, decrease inflammation, improves cholesterol, and there's a lot of other things as well. Fourth one, water. We want to aim for about half our body weight in ounces per day. What that means is if you weigh 200 pounds, you'd aim for about 100 ounces of water per day. Seems like a lot. If you're not there yet, start with where you're at and then just focus on adding in 1 extra glass per day for 3 or 4 days, and then add in another glass 3 or 4 days until eventually you build up over a couple weeks to that half your body weight in ounces per day. Personally, my opinion is that it's most important first thing in the morning, because typically we've gone 8 to 12 hours or more without any water, so our bodies are pretty dehydrated first thing in the morning. So I can't stress water enough, like I said, especially first thing in the morning. And then fifth and finally, supplements are used to kind of fill in the gaps. With our eating today, it's really hard to get enough nutrients while keeping calories under control, and supplements can kind of help with that. So how to lose weight? Just to kind of give you a rough idea, 3,500 calories. I said 1 pound is close enough. There's other variables that come into play that will impact fat loss. However, 3,500 calories is enough, again, to keep things simple. So in this example, what you would want to look at and how we kind of figure out the math is taking your basal metabolic rate. So let's just say it's 1,400 calories, which for a middle-aged female is in the ballpark. We subtract the physical activity. So in this example, we're assuming that someone's burning 500 calories. You see 500 times 3 divided by 7. So they're burning 500 calories 3 days per week. So we go 500 calories times 3 is 1,500. Divide that by 7 would be physical activity on average across 7 days. We're burning 214 calories per day. That would mean our total energy expenditure would be 1,614 calories. From there, we have to subtract our calorie deficit. In this example, I put in 250 calories. So what that means is 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of body fat. So if we divide 3,500 calories divided by 7, we would need a 500 calorie per day deficit. If we divide it by 14, we would need a 250 calorie per day deficit, which is what I did for this math here. So if you said, well, I want to lose more than a half a pound a week, then you would need to create a greater calorie deficit. So 250 calories, again, that would be to aim for about a half a pound a week, which for a lot of people, if they're monitoring their nutrition, that's something that's pretty realistic. The idea of losing a pound a week for most people generally is not sustainable unless you're willing to make some major sacrifices. So subtract your calorie deficit, and then that would give you your 1,364 calories per day is how many you should eat. And if you do that, assuming your basal metabolic rate is 1,400 calories, your physical activity, you're burning 500 calories 3 days per week, and given these variables here, you should lose a half a pound a week. Now, how would you determine your basal metabolic rate? Best thing I can tell you is to do the InBody assessment we have at the gym. So a couple things to note on just weight loss and nutrition in general. First and foremost, be brilliant at the basics. Again, as I mentioned, this is far from a comprehensive list, but I'm a big believer that simplicity is usually best. So by focusing on the basics, we will get the bulk of the results we're looking for. There's too many variables to discuss. Again, sleep, stress, your environment, hormones, food preferences, all these things come into play. We're not talking about any of that. I just wanted to give you a quick overview, some things to think about, places that maybe you could help you start. And the last thing, you are what you eat. You are both what you eat and what you don't eat. And that's where I'm a big believer now that supplements can be used to fill in the gap, because you are what you eat and you are what you don't eat. So if you're not giving your body the nutrients you need, you can't perform at a high level. So the benefits of supplements, and again, this is very general, it's portion control, it's convenient, and it's usually cost effective compared to whole food alternatives. What supplements we typically recommend at Blue Ocean Fitness? First and foremost, a multivitamin. Big believer that everyone needs a multivitamin because in order to get the nutrients we need, calories will be out of control without it. It's kind of like an insurance policy. It's just something you need. Calcium, if you're not getting much dairy or green leafy vegetables, such as like broccoli or cabbage or okra, then calcium is something you might want to consider. Omega-3s, if you're not eating fatty fish a couple times a week, such as like salmon, tuna, mackerel, sardines, halibut, then omega-3s might be something that you should consider. Protein, as we already discussed, you'd want to take a minimum of about 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. And then Amino Boost, it's a supplement we sell at the gym that it works great to take pre-workout, especially for people that work out first thing in the morning and don't like to eat before they work out. It can help reduce soreness and increases recovery. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and hope you found this helpful.